On this episode of how we do what we do here at Homestead Fashioned, today we are going to be making one of our family favorites, Ossobuco. Now this is a cut of meat that you can pick up at your local butcher. Also, if you're hunting, it's just made from the lower shank. It's an amazing cut that's not often utilized and it will absolutely melt in your mouth. It's easy to make. We're going to make that today. We've got a special guest as well with us. Krista Treat is here and she's going to be cooking with me. Before we dive into that, I wanted to talk real quick about something that we have coming this summer. Dinner nights right here on the Homestead. You can go book reservations right now at homesteadfashion.com. We're doing 8-course, elevated, not farm to table, but table to farm. We're bringing the tables right here. We're going to do some amazing nights, take you on a culinary journey. Everything will be farmed, raised, hunted, gathered, foraged right here. It'll be an amazing experience. Go check that out at homesteadfashion.com. Now let's jump into the video. From city life to the country life on the homestead, we brought our unique set of gifts and talents to the table. But we've also learned a few things along the way. From DIYs, homestead tips and tricks, how-tos, design ideas, recipes, and cooking and more. This is how we do what we do. Now before we get to cooking, some prep is going to be required. The first 2 chores when making ossobuco is of course preparing our key ingredients. Now if you picked up your shanks at the butcher shop, this has already been taken care of for you, but if you harvested your shanks, your animal yourself, you're going to need to cut your shanks up obviously. So you can either do this with a hacksaw, or you can get real fancy with me and use a chop saw. Next we're going to need some fresh herbs from the garden. You can do whatever herbs you like, but I especially like sage, rosemary, and thyme for this dish.
Sage. Yep. I'm picking some stuff.
Oh, why?
Smell it. It smells good.
And next we're going to chop up some of our carrots, celery, and onions. Our prep work is pretty much done and we are ready to rock and roll.
I'll push this away from your side. Everybody will have.
When you like, okay, I'll link it after we make it. Here we go.
Okay, hey, we are in the Homestead kitchen and we have a special guest with us for this episode, Krista Treats, who has an awesome Instagram account that everybody needs to go follow. I'll put the link right here. It's a traveling treat.
Yep.
At Instagram. Yep. She does lots of rad content. We are going to make together today Ossobuco, which is Italian for hole in the bone, which brings us to the topic of marrow. And why bone marrow is so good for us and why we should be trying to incorporate that into our diet. Now, Willow, your daughter, just beat cancer. Which was like a...
Whew.
Well, yeah, with that, but also, in many ways, it just revolutionized kind of your guys' lifestyle a little bit too, right?
Oh, it like radically changed everything. Like everything. We completely did a 180 just in life and it started ultimately with food.
Totally, yeah. So, I think you actually had Willow taking marrow capsules, I think, right? Yep. Liver, heart, marrow, all the bits that many times you can't even buy in the grocery store are some of the best parts for us.
Every day.
Totally. So, in fact, Willow is here. Why don't you come over here, Willow?
Behind the lens.
Yes, she's filming us, yeah. Hey babe, is Willow in the frame here?
Yeah.
My girl.
So
look at these 2 cancer survivors.
We are actually both cancer survivors.
True.
And so when you go through something like that, you're many times like forced, for all like good reasons obviously, but you're sort of like almost like pushed into a lifestyle change because Now you're doing everything to get well, right? So you're doing the chemo, right? You're doing all the things, but you're also changing your lifestyle. You're trying to eat better, eat things that like get us well, right? And you did actually way more stuff than I did.
You did all of it.
And you're like fresh off of it. I mean, that was well, you got your sort of like free, good to go, thumbs up diagnosis. Probably what?
Like she actually rang the bell like a week ago.
A week ago.
Wow, we're freshly woohoo!
Yeah. So like in terms of like your lifestyle change, like talk about that a little bit. Like how has that changed for you in terms of?
Changed a lot. Like we don't have any more junk food and candy in our pantry.
But do you miss
like,
it?
Not really.
No.
Like no, not really.
Yeah, like found ways we're still eating fun things. We just found cleaner ways to do it.
And when you really boil it all down, no pun intended because we have stock going in the background. When you boil it all down, eating food that's fresh and raised yourself, hunted yourself, grown yourself, it's not only tastes better, but it's just so much better for you. So
Just locally.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's just so many benefits. Marrow specifically. Now, tell me why. Talk about marrow a little bit.
Okay, so bone marrow is like a superfood. So not only is it just like packed full of collagen, which is so good for healthy hair, skin, and nails.
Yep.
I think one of my favorite things about it is it's a huge immunity booster. There is tons of zinc in bone marrow. There's tons of vitamin A in that.
K, vitamin D.
Yeah.
Which
yep.
normally you think of getting it from the sun, but you can get it in marrow.
Yep. It's super fatty, which a lot of people sometimes think, ooh, it's too fatty. No, bone marrow is like the good fat. You want to just
It's the good fat.
eat
Correct.
it all up. So
yep.
it's a powerhouse.
It boosts your energy.
Yeah.
Also.
Yep. It's just a powerhouse.
So it's like a superfood. So not only are we going to have an amazing dinner tonight and show you how to do ossobuco, you can actually, we're doing it out of venison. Or I'm sorry, we're doing venison. These are elk. We're doing elk shanks, elk ossobuco. You can do this. It's traditionally done usually out of veal. People do it. You can do it out of lamb. Go to your local butcher shop. They can typically hook you up with shanks because this is actually a cut that a lot of hunters will just throw away because it's the bottom part of the leg. There's typically not a lot of meat on it unless you're, unless it's an elk or a.
Zoom in on that.
But these are so pretty. Look how much marrow is in there, and it's basically taking the lower part of the leg and cutting it into marrow donuts.
Marrow donuts.
And we're gonna cook this for a super long time. We're gonna show you how to. Yeah, it should just fall apart when it's time to eat. We're gonna do a cheesy polenta. You brought some zucchini from your neighbor who grew them in her garden.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, one of my friends, Brittany. These are massive. So we're gonna do some zucchini fries.
We're gonna do some zucchini fries.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're gonna have a big party tonight.
Let's do it.
But let's first dive into cooking ossobuco. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take our cuts and we are going to brown them. So we've got this is a little mixture of flour, cornstarch, a little baking powder, gives it some crunch, the cornstarch, and just some seasoning. So I put some garlic powder, some onion powder, some pepper. So we are, wine. Actually, we're drinking Brown Family Vineyard wine.
So good.
Yeah, it's amazing. So it makes you a better cook when you drink wine while you cook. So go get some of that. And okay, so we're gonna take those, we're gonna coat them in the flour mixture that we made.
Are you like a clean cook?
Not really. No.
Okay.
Okay, and we're going to bring those over. We are heating right now avocado oil. We don't use vegetable oil around here.
No.
Throw your vegetable oil out.
Canola oil, all that.
Did you know that heart disease didn't even exist before vegetable oil came into existence?
I believe it. It's crap.
So, it is. So we use avocado oil, which is a high heat oil. And so we are gonna brown these first in some avocado oil. do that anymore, please. So we're just gonna make sure we brown this on all sides. So once it's kind of browned, we'll flip it, get the sides of it, make sure they're nice and browned. And then we'll set those aside and make our broth. Not really a broth, but...
With this bad boy?
Oh man, look at
that.
So the guineas that we processed guineas yesterday. That's another video you need to go watch. She processed a guinea.
That was so fun.
And so this is from dinner last night. We're making stock out of the bones, and we're going to use that stock in tonight's ossobuco dish. So it's just going to be
full circle,
ridiculously good.
Yep.
All right, so we're flipping these. We want to get them real. So this is like the traditional way to make ossobuco. This actually used to be a very common thing for people to eat because it's not really a choice cut of meat. So people would often get the pieces that people didn't highly prize, and shank was one of them because it's a tough cut of meat. But they would make this dish pretty commonly, especially in Italy. That's where it comes from. But now, if you found ossobuco on a menu in a restaurant now, it'd probably be the most expensive thing on the menu.
Like, look at that marrow. Ah, looks so good. Put the other ones on?
Yeah. Okay, so we've browned our shanks, and now we are going to caramelize our onions. So we're going to make the stock that we're going to cook these in. So we've already diced up our onions, we've diced up our celery and our carrots. So we're going to caramelize these in the pot. And once that's caramelized, we're going to add in the carrots, the celery, and some of our white wine.
Love it.
Got it?
Sounds good.
Ready, set, go. Look at that. I made that.
Look at that. Like a...
It's a good, we use it for that.
Oh,
like
thank you, Battle.
So as we're caramelizing this, we're getting pretty close. I like to add a little flour so that it just adds a little thickness to it. So once we kind of finish it, it'll stick to the meat a little nicer and make it a little thicker. I like my ossobuco having a little thickness to it. So
all this?
it's probably just a little sprinkle just to kind of thicken it up a little bit. So we're going to add in the carrots and the celery that Krista diced up, and we're going to get those cooked in there as well. Okay, hey, so now we're going to add a cup or two.
Cup or two?
You know, the more wine the better. We're going to add some wine. We're getting fancy because we're putting brown wine in there.
Let's go.
But you can, any Chardonnay. This is a Sauvignon, which is a great wine to use for this. We're going to add about a cup or two to this, and then we're going to reduce it down a little bit before we add the rest of the stuff in.
I like how light that is.
I know. It's very crisp.
Yeah.
I really like it. Yeah. Okay, then we're going to add in a whole can of diced tomatoes into our wine, onions, celery, carrots, all the things. Want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Look at that. Woo. Okay, so while that is heating through and reducing a little bit, we're gonna dice up all of the herbs that we got from the garden. We picked some thyme, rosemary, sage, oregano. I love herbs, and the more herbs the better as far as I'm concerned. But sage, for me, and rosemary especially, go really well with wild game. Traditionally you put thyme and oregano in there.
Just sniffing.
I know, it smells so good.
good.
We also got fresh garlic that's going to go in there. This is gonna cook for the next 2 or 3 hours. That garlic is just gonna be melty. It'll garlic gets
together.
And it gets more mild as it cooks.
Yeah.
So we're gonna add some lemon, but we're gonna dice this up. We're gonna add it in, and then we're gonna add in our stock that we've been stocking.
Cooking all night.
Cooking all night.
You've
yeah.
literally been simmering that all night.
All night long.
Yeah.
So we've got a guinea bone broth that we're gonna put in there. You probably don't have access to guinea bone broth, but you can get, a beef stock, chicken stock, whatever you can get at the grocery store. Get organic if you can.
And I found if you actually ask the butcher for bones, they'll give you
Really?
stuff. Yep, they'll give you stuff that's not on the shelf.
Do that.
So just ask your butcher and they'll be glad to give you some bones.
But not only that, because if you're doing it that way, there's marrow in.
Correct. There's
So you're
way
getting
more collagen.
double,
Yep.
double marrow bonus.
Yep. Or you can create, have a roasted chicken, whatever you do for your family, and then just take all that carcass and like you're
Totally.
doing, make your own.
Totally.
So it's like a 2-for-1.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We always do that. So we don't buy stock very often because we're always doing that. So so let's dice those up,
Yep.
toss them in, and we'll get this thing in the oven here pretty soon. So we've got our herbs. We're gonna add our garden herbs to that.
Yep.
And some of our garlic. And
Hold on. Can we just appreciate the fact that this was grown 5 feet away?
that's
and
true.
It's
We grew our own garlic.
so massive. Oh, so
And
good.
they're very potent and amazing. So these are gonna melt in the broth. Let's add all that stuff in.
Yep.
Actually, real quick, so you have an ebook called Live Clean.
Yep.
I'm gonna add the link. Talk about that for a second.
Yeah, so with my daughter's entire journey of her cancer from start to finish, I just basically started documenting everything that we sort of did to live clean. And it's everything from what we changed in our cleaning products to our dishwashing detergent to facial products to everything from grounding sheets. I mean, literally from A to Z of how you can live clean and basically start your non-toxic journey is what I document in the book. And so
Awesome. So
fun.
go buy it. There's the link right there. And here's some garlic. Let's get some garlic in there. Nice. Yeah, I do. So you gotta be in the moment.
content.
And so we just strained our guinea bone broth. You tried it. Was it good or not good?
I actually am kind of blown away. It's so buttery. It is so good.
Yeah, it's amazing. So we're gonna add that into our pot and put these in. We're gonna pop them in the oven at 325 degrees for probably, especially ones this big, probably 2 or 3 hours. So we're gonna do this, and then after that, we'll jump back in about 3 hours from now.
I'm like salivating.
So once again, we're gonna pop that in the oven with the lid on at 325 for about probably 3 hours. So we'll jump back into this in 3 hours. We have our elk shank. They've been in there for about 3 hours, and they're ready to go.
Here we go.
So we're gonna pull it out. Here it is.
Ready?
Yeah, let's see what it looks like. Oh man. How does it,
Gosh, it smells,
how does it smell?
it smells
Is
so
it good
good.
or not good? It smells,
Oh,
yeah, it smells
so good.
amazing. It's like filling the house. So what we're gonna do, so we made a cheesy polenta,
Yep. Ready?
right? Which is here. So pretty simple. It's if you're in the US, which we are, it's grits. If you are in Italy, it's polenta.
A little more?
Yeah, but fix the little goober you have there on the plate.
I'm gonna eat it.
Cheesy polenta, so that's really just grits with cheese. We cooked it in some of our stock that we saved.
Yep.
And it's got some seasoning, some garlic powder and such.
Oh, nice. Cheesy.
Yeah, we did about a cup of cheddar in there and some Parmesan. So we got the cheesy polenta. Pull one of those out of there. That's gonna go right on top. And
Now we're gonna do
we're gonna spoon some of that sauce over there.
Oh, the garlic clove.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, great. Now we're gonna take some lemon. We're gonna lemon zest. That sets it off. A little lemon zest. Okay. And we made zucchini fries, our side, and there it is.
Done. That looks so good. I am like so
Ready to eat
excited.
this?
That looks bomb.
So Krista, I know you're like getting some pictures right now, but what I want you to reach into this drawer right here and get out a steak knife, and and out of this drawer get a fork. I want you to try it, and so, yep.
It's like literally falling apart, so I can't get it. Okay, ready?
Get some get some of the polenta and a lot of sauce. Lots of sauce.
This is the money bite. Okay, ready? I don't even have words. It is so flavorful. I can't. It's so good. It's so good. It like melts in your mouth. You don't even really have to chew it. It kind of just. I'm actually kind of speechless, and I'm really even more excited about
The marrow. You gotta
the
get
bone marrow.
marrow.
I know.
Yeah. You can actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna scoop it.
It should just melt right out of there.
Look at this.
Yep. That's like meat butter.
It is meat butter. You know what? We had like a toasted baguette.
Oh, I know.
I'm just kidding. Look at.
Well, we'll break that out in a minute here, but I just want you to try it first.
Okay, 11 out of 10. I think my favorite thing about this is it was very simple, but very, very flavorful.
Yeah.
Like minimal ingredients, massive flavor. Huge fan. Huge fan.
All right, let's get everybody in here and have dinner, yeah?
Let's eat! Okay, it's that or it's polenta. Which one would you like?
That's the elk.
You want polenta?
You're not gonna pull it out.
Okay.
What?
Take whatever you want.
We need to plate first.
Well, I'm sort of like getting them out.
Laura, you like it?
You do. I'm sorry. You have to suck it out. I'm sorry.
I was gonna leave a little in there. I wasn't that committed.
That's our camera girl right here.
Yeah.
That whole episode filmed by this magic kid right here.
That might be too much.
Future photographer.
Yep.
That's right.
So who's
Good
that
job.
over there next to you?
Yeah. Thank you.
It's like a video.
Oh, it's a video.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a
Read
picture.
what you just did.
So what we're doing today is we're cooking ossobuco. And the star of this show is, the meat's going to be amazing. This is elk ossobuco that I harvested last year.
Okay, that's all I need.
Okay. Especially relating to health and wellness, which is one of the reasons you're cut off. Jeez.
Which is one of the reasons